In part 1, we saw Ludwig get snails over and over again, and his eagles got the same units in the same order. Is it just luck, or is it something else? So what is actually happening? In this video, I'm going to explain how computers achieve randomness, and how Super Auto Pets fails to do so. Many people in the past couple months have felt it, but they weren't really sure if they were just getting unlucky, or their minds were playing games on them. In this Reddit thread that I dug up, I saw that this guy just gets nothing but sheep. Further down the comments, people are saying that they only get badgers, some of them are getting only snails, rabbits, giraffes, and a lucky couple actually just get nothing but turtles. Can you imagine how easy Arena would be if you knew your spiders were essentially steroided turtles on turns 3 and 4? In real life, there are many things that are unpredictable, like flipping a coin or winning the lottery. Computers, however, are not. Everything they store in memory or on their hard drive are set values. So how does a computer create a sequence of random numbers to use in a video game? While there are many ways to achieve true randomness, involving converting unpredictable elements of the physical world into digital signals that computers can interpret, the most practical way is to use a pseudo-random number generator. PNRG for short. A PRNG is essentially a mathematical algorithm that generates a number which mimics true randomness. And an example of how a seemingly unpredictable number is generated out of thin air. Let's take a look at this number. So at first it seems to be random, but it's actually the digits of pi starting in the 100th location. In computer programming terms, a PRNG will take an initial seed of 100 and then input it into the algorithm, which is just the digits of pi, to return our random sequence of numbers. For anyone that doesn't know what the digits of pi is, or how the seed is used in the algorithm, this is good enough. In reality, PRNG algorithms can be amazingly complex in order to be unbiased and harder to solve, but this goes beyond the purpose of the video to explain. So I guess the original question is, how does the PRNG in Super Auto Pets end up so clearly failing? To answer this question, I reached out to many members of the competitive SAP community. After extensive testing, they had made the following observations. Shop RNG is unaffected, so killing a spider, rolling the shop, and leveling up a pet. However, the RNG that happens during battle seem to be affected. So things like where does your mosquito or your leopard hit during the start of the combat, or what comes out of your spider or your eagle. So what's happening behind the scenes in the actual SAP code? While we can't see all of the code that the developers have written, some people have been able to dig into bits and parts of it. I talked to Calursis, another member of Coconut Mall. He's actually a programmer, and he dug into some of that code. He made the following observations. At the start of battle, the SAP server appears to send a battle seed, and each player has their account ID. This is combined with the battle seed to create a final seed that is fed into the RNG algorithm. Calursis hypothesizes that for whatever reason, the server seems to fail to generate the battle seed, and it defaults to using the same account ID seed to feed into the algorithm over and over again. So what does that mean to the player? If you have the same RNG sequence for every single battle, that means your spider or your eagle or your mosquitoes will do the same thing every single time. A couple final notes here. So the failure rate to generate the battle seed doesn't seem to be failing at 100%, and this also differs from person to person, from account to account. In the end, one guy might be seeing only snail spawn, another person might be seeing something like 50% of the time they see badger, 50% of the time they see a random unit, and then a third guy, for whatever reason, their battle seed is generated correctly and they see completely random pets. And because it isn't failing 100% of the time, I guess that's kind of why people haven't really noticed it, because we kind of assume that the game's RNG is working, and whenever we hear someone complain about bad luck, we just, dismiss them and say, oh, you're just crazy. Now that we've established that the PRNG in Super Auto Pets is not working properly, I guess the next question is, why is this such a big deal? Stay tuned for part 3, where I describe all the ways that this can be abused and how this actually caused so much controversy that a tournament was halted in the middle of the event and put a pause on all future tournaments up until this issue gets resolved. Thanks for watching and have a great day.